most important achievement of my mission here in Romania after this almost 6 years of mandate was a reactivization of our bilateral relation on all possible spheres. But first of all, on the level of political dialogue, exchange of high-level visits. And in this sense, I think the first ever for the last 14 years visit of our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ararat Mirzoyan, to Romania on April of this year. It was really, I would say, a very historical step on activization of our bilateral agenda. Besides that, we also achieved quite a visible activization on the parliamentary level, so exchange of visit of parliamentarians. On May, we had 2 heads of commissions and also member of a friendship group with Romania. They visited Bucharest and met with leadership of both chambers of the Romanian Parliament. In October, we are anticipating reciprocity visit of Romanian parliamentarians to Armenia. And also we achieved, I would say, a very intensive, highest level exchange of views and meetings between the leaders of our countries on the framework of different international platforms. Prime Minister Pashinyan and President Iohannis, they met in Reykjavik, they met in Moldova, and actually it seems that quite a positive and productive dialogue established on the highest political level. And of course, with this political agenda, we have also very active and traditionally very visible cooperation in sphere of education, culture, scientific exchanges. This was maybe traditionally one of the most active components of our bilateral relations, and we think that it was also very successful. We have Armenian students here, we have joint cultural programs, and in that sense I think one of the most beautiful ideas, projects, it was a joint issuing of a joint Armenian-Romanian postal stamp dedicated to the famous Romanian-Armenian scholar Anna Aslan, and it was inaugurated during the official visit of our Minister for Foreign Affairs, together with then-time Romanian Minister of Foreign Affairs Bogdan Aurescu, on April 3, 2023. So this, the general, I would say, framework of our bilateral agenda. Of course, there are some, I would say, spheres that I would like to see more visible achievement. And first of all, it's about the trade and economic cooperation. So we have a lot of non-realized capacity in this sphere, and I think it is a sphere that we should try to pay more attention on our further activity. And last but not least, also very important component of Armenian-Romanian relation all these years, cooperation on the framework of international organization, European agenda. It's always been on the center of, I would say, attention from both for Bucharest and for Erevan in our relations and our diplomatic contacts. And I'm very happy also to say that the idea of deployment of a European monitoring mission in Armenia that started from the beginning of long-standing mission started from the beginning of this year. It from the very beginning it was one of the main points of main initiatives of the Romanian diplomacy. We talked with them immediately before and immediately after the 2020 war in Nagorno-Karabakh. And due to the fact that Romania had very intensive I would say, experience in the sense in Georgia. Now they're also going to participate in the same kind of mission in Republic of Moldova, that helped us to use this expert opinion, I would say, of Romanian diplomacy in the European structures to persuade the necessity of deployment of European monitoring mission in Armenia. So this, I would say, also very brilliant and very productive example of our cooperation, not only on a bilateral format, but also on the multilateral. Actually, it's difficult to say in which initiative, projects, conferences, or I would say ideas that came from our Armenian community I haven't been involved. But of course, first of all, it's about Strada Armenească festivals. It's about the festivals or events that every year are organizing by different branches of our community. For example, Karapeti Braileanu in Roman, or Armenian yard festivals in Cluj, or some initiatives with academic or scientific spheres that we've been involved. So we always felt the strong support of our community in our projects that concerning on the supporting of and preservation of Armenian cultural identity, historical heritage, but also the ethno-religious unicality of our community here. And we also tried to participate in almost every initiative that was organizing by our communities in Bucharest, in Gheorgheni. Recently we opened a new branch of our union in Craiova. It was a very great achievement, and another example of how is important the presence of representative of Armenian community, not only in Bucharest, but also in all over the country of Romania. So we've been involved, and we still have some new ideas that I hope will continue even after I completed my mission. We have some ideas with the state support of the Armenian government on the cultural initiative of our community, and I hope that this dynamic will be continued. This is one of the most important issues, not only for the Armenian-Romanian community, but also for all our diaspora communities all over the world, from Lebanon to United States, from France to Russia or Iran, for example. So, which is important, first of all, I think the necessity to have a direct contact, especially on the representative of the youth organization of diaspora, and to participate in events, in summer camps, schools. In Armenia, you know, we have some special programs that were organized by the Commissioner on Diaspora, of involvement of especially kids and youth from diaspora in Armenia. But also I think it's important this horizontal links between communities. I know that some of our communities in Romania, they already established such kind of cooperation. For example, Tulcea had very strong relations with Armenian community of Odessa and Ismail, so it's on the personal relations. There are also such kind of collaboration with Bulgarian communities. I know that Armenians, Hungarian-speaking Armenians from Transylvania, they have also some contacts with Armenians in Budapest, in Hungary. And this, of course, logical process that you are going to enlarge cooperation between communities using also this neighboring factor of neighboring. However, it's also important to involve more Romanian Armenian community in 2-3 larger Armenian communities. Moreover, you know that a lot of Armenians, they migrated in United States, in France, so these three communities, very, very important. Also the Syrian and Lebanese Armenian community, due to some historical facts, also very involved and very, I would say, there are a lot of personal contacts between representatives of the Armenian community from this side. So there are a lot of Armenians from Syria or Lebanon that are living here in Romania. So these four pillars could be very useful for continuation of this inter-diaspora collaboration, which could be also one additional element for preservation of identity of Romanian Armenian community, and also to promote its history, its culture to in other countries, but also to our compatriots in diaspora and in Republic of Armenia. Romanian community, it's a very unique community. First of all, it's after the outside of Constantinople, it's the oldest European Armenian community ever been. The second one, we see different waves of Armenians migration to Romania, territory of the current Romania, for the centuries. So we've seen it's in the medieval period, we've seen it's a modern period, we've seen it before and during the genocide, we've seen it after the collapse of the First Republic of Armenia, and even recently, not so big, but some families of descendants of Armenians from Romania, they came back here also after the collapse of communist system and Soviet Union and independence of Armenia. So that's why it's one of, I would say, frameworks of this multidimensional Armenian community in Romania. All days ago, I met with Princess Margarita, and one of the topics that I discussed with her was the role and support of the royal family immediately after the genocide, after the First World War, the establishing of the Union in 1990, and also the stronger, I would say, case. It also was not possible without the support of Romanian government and royal family. But besides that, we have also a very unique component of Armenian community here in Romania, so-called, as you mentioned, Transylvanian Catholic Hungarian-speaking Armenian community. And it's a very interesting phenomenon in the history of Armenian diaspora. And you know that Armenians from Poland, from current Ukraine, also from Moldova, they migrated to Transylvania, and then part of them, they were converted to Catholicism in the 17th and 18th century. And as a result, we have in Transylvania, in Gerla, former Armenopolis, Hayakavak, and in Dumbrovene, two biggest Armenian Catholic churches in the world. You know that we Armenians, as a first nation that adopted Christianity as a state religion, we are so-called Old Eastern Orthodox and Apostolic Church, but we have also Armenians Catholics, Armenians Protestants, and others. So anyway, in case of Armenian Catholics, Transylvanian Armenian community, that during the period of the Austro-Hungarian Empire also they lost the knowledge of the Armenian language, so they also converted to use the Hungarian. So it was a very unique component, and due to these historical developments, we see that our Armenian Transylvanian community, it plays some kind of a role of a minority inside of minority, because they culturally and linguistically they associated them more with the Hungarian minority in Transylvania, but also inside this minority there are also a small, I would say, a community, which especially when it comes to the religious proceedings. But thanks to also very active activity and cooperation between Union of Armenians of Romania, their branches, and also with the local communities of Armenians in Transylvania, I would say that very productive, I would say, cooperation was established between them, even with these differences both in the language, cultural some elements, and the religious one. And of course, when you are visiting, for example, Armenian Orthodox Cathedral in Bucharest, or old Armenian Orthodox churches on the northern part of Moldova and Bukovina, in Suceava, in Botoșani, in Iași. So you see another types of the cultural or religious traditions. And when you go to Gheorgheni or to Arbanapolis, it's a bit different. But anyway, I think that it was a great success that we achieved to establish some general Armenians of Romanians identity idea that unites both Armenians from Gheorgheni, from Dumbroveni, from Bucharest, or from Constanța. And of course, in all our communities, I visited almost all our communities in Romania, all 18 or 19 our communities. So I've been in every Armenian church in Romania. I visited almost all historical places or buildings that some kind had connection with Armenians' history here in this country. And of course, every case is unique. When you go to Botoșani, when you have these oldest Armenian churches, when you have history of a city whose ethnic composition by the beginning of 20th century was very, very unique. Armenians together with Jews were not just an ethnic minority in Botoșani, but they were comparable also with I would say, a titular Romanian nation. Or if you go to Iași, you can understand also some elements of the cooperation and history of Armenians and their relation with Moldovan voivodes on the late medieval period. Or in Bucharest, you can see how important was impact of the representatives of Armenian community in the modern history of the Romanian kingdom, relation with the royal family, with the political class. So this also creates some kind of a very complex mix of relationship that also allows Armenians on the current Romania to become one of the so-called constitutional minorities of Romania, and also we are very proud that one of achievement of our community, and we also I'm also very happy that I consult my colleagues, my friends, both Varuzhans, on adoption of a unique law on the Day of Armenian Culture, Alphabet, and Language that, according to the law, was adopted in Romania. We are celebrating this every October 12th, and this is the unique case because Romania is the only country outside of Republic of Armenia that has a special law concerning the Armenian language and alphabet, which, as you know, is one of the oldest original alphabets in the world. It's small, but with a very deep historical heritage and roots, very visible in Romanian society, in history, in politics, especially the recent decades. Community that even being not so big, but it able to realize some initiatives some project that even a bigger Armenian diaspora communities, they were not able to do it. The success of, for example, Strada Armeniaska festival, which I think maybe this was one of the first in all our diaspora all over the world, it's one of these examples. The adoption of the special law of Armenian language, culture, and alphabet, it's another element that demonstrate the political strength and visibility of our community. The fact that, for example, Mr. Pamukchan now is one of the three of leaders of the ruling coalition, due to the fact that for almost more than a quarter of century he is a president of the ethnic minority group in the Romanian parliament. This is also very visible component. The Armenian church status in relation with the Romanian Orthodox Church, with other traditional confessions here in Romania. This is another important also element of our presence and our visibility here. But besides all these factors, for me, there is another more sentimental elements. I could say that I know almost all more or less active representative of our community, and I could say that I even had a friendly relation with all of them. So that's why the issue of Romanian Armenian community is something even very personal to me. One of my professional backgrounds, I am a historian. I had a PhD on military history, then a doctoral on the international relations. So that's why, of course, I had some general knowledge about country, but also about the community. But of course, when you spend 6 years in this beautiful country, when you visited all our branches, when you visited all churches or historical places that were related to the Armenians in Romania, and you also had very productive relations with historians, with experts, Romanians that were involved in the researching the history and the current status of the Romanian Armenian community. Of course, it's enough that I could even replace some members of our community in describing the history of our Armenian community here in Romania. So this maybe could be a very good idea when I come to, after the retirement, to organize the touristic tours to Romania and to the history and the historical heritage of Romanian Armenian community here in Romania. Romania is a very diversified country, so you can find here everything. You can find forests and mountains. You can find fortresses and historical palaces. You can find small cities and very dynamic urbanized areas. You can find sea. You can find delta, which very unique actually place in all Europe, and this may be very specific, and I really like this part of Romania. And in Tulcea we have very active our president of community there. I really can't say that well, and every branch, every region of Romania, it has its own specific. I can't say that Bukovina is less beautiful than, I would say, Predeals or Sinaya's part, or Castel Hunedoara is less beautiful than, I don't know, Peleș. As I remember, in 13 or 14 cities and towns of Romania, there are strada armeniască. So if you ask what are the more beautiful parts of all these cities, I would say, of course, for me, the special meaning has the strada or piața armeniască that you can find in Gherla, that you can find in Bucharest, in Iași, in Tulcea, in Botoșani, in Suceava, and so on. So this is very unique component. And we had even very funny stories, not funny, but it was very interesting that during the Ukraine crisis, when our embassy, also with very strong support of our communities, especially on the neighboring with Ukraine region, so we were involved to helping our compatriots, citizens of Armenia or citizens of Ukraine of Armenian origin, and time to time they were calling, especially at the beginning of the conflict, and we were trying to help them. And once at the late evening, somebody called us and said that we are going to the Strada Armeniască, so can we meet and how can you help us? So we went to the Strada Armeniască in Bucharest, and then we discovered that these persons, they were in Iași, and they were also near the Armenian church and were waiting us. So this was a very interesting confusion that demonstrate really the deepness of the historical presence of Armenians in Romania. Because when you have 13 or 14 cities or towns in Romania with Strada Armeniască, that means that in that part of the city there was or there is Armenian church, Armenian quarter, Armenian community, and buildings that were built by Armenians that also became part of a historical heritage of all these cities or towns. Very common cultural code that unites both Romanians and Armenians. And you know, with relation with even strangers on the street or with old Romanian friends, with everyday life or with the family traditions, I would say ceremonies and others, I really felt me like in Armenia in a very understandable background, because like Armenians, Romanians also, they love their kids, respect their children, their parents, they values this family, traditional family values. They have a special, I would say, sense towards the traditional spiritual meanings, and they are usually very open and very friendly and very tolerant. I never felt me as a foreigner in Romania. Moreover, I think that I was able to understand deeply not only Romanian diplomacy or politics, which is direct part of my duties, but also to understand the life and the system of values of the Romanian nation, Romanian people, which I discovered really was very, very close to me. First of all, I would like to see our small community more active. Actually, as I said, big, quite a small. It's really very active and very visible. But I think in this dynamic, changing world, it's not enough. And I'm sure that the leadership of Union, of other our diasporal religious structures, they will be more active, and especially on establishing direct contact with historical homeland, with Armenia, but also with our communities, diaspora communities all over the world. And of course, it's also important to try to pay special attention to some very important elements that could help community to preserve its ethnic and cultural identity. First of all, try to encourage more the knowledge to learn more Armenian language, which should be very, very important for the further generations of Romanian Armenians. When it comes to my further plans, I'm going to continue my professional activity in the sphere of diplomacy, politics, political analysis, which is a result of my professional and education background. The life and profession of diplomat, sooner or later your mandate is ending and you should by rotation go to another country or to the capital. So it's inevitable that sooner or later I had to and have to leave Romania. And moreover, actually I stayed here almost 6 years, and this is really a very long mandate for ambassador. And as I know, I'm one of the still senior ambassadors in Bucharest, but also in the second or the third on the Armenian diplomatic service by this sense. But this is life. This is part of our job, which is important. That of course I will kept some part of Romania in my heart. Our kids, you know, they're fluent in Romanian. Liana also, she's quite. I'm not so good with languages, but I also have in general, understanding of the political Romanian lexicon. For example, when Mr. Iohannis is talking, I can understand maybe 95% of his discussion. But if somebody in, I don't know, in Bacău on the market talking about something, it will be a bit difficult for me to understand.